Out here, trust isn't optional. It's essential. That's why crew around the world rely on Asperton insurance advisors. Built by former yacht crew, we know the risks, and we know how to protect you. Medical emergencies, mental health, active lifestyles. We've got you covered 24/7. Discreet support, personal service, global reach. Asperton Insurance Advisors, designed for life at sea. Visit asperton.com today.
Welcome to your 5 minutes of self-care. So I'm back in Europe, in Germany, to take care of certain matters and be there for my family and also do some work. I may going to pass by at the boat shows, Cannes boat shows, Monaco yacht show, and if you guys are around, let me know, send me a direct message. I'm happy to pass by. And I'm currently seeing if I could actually also coach and teach some Tai Chi Qigong lessons at the Monaco yacht show. Let's see. Now, today I'd like to speak to you about the fact that once you come back after have done a certain amount of emotional wound healing, so I'm not calling it trauma healing. Last week we spoke about the fact you cannot heal at a place where you got hurt. In a certain stage, you may have to return to the place back again and see how you feel about it, if you still get triggered about it or if you have created a certain sense of closure for yourself. Now, I have spoken to some of my friends here in Germany about the topic. When the topic came up, how come I always attract the same kind of people, same kind of situations, the same kind of scenarios? Every person that you meet in your life represents a lesson. There are no coincidences in life. There are only synchronicities. And you emit the energy, the frequency, the vibration to attract certain people in your life. I know that sounds very harsh because you would say, why would I attract a guy who is going to hurt me? Everyone has a reflection of yourself inside of the other person. Meaning, if I attract someone who betrays me, what is it within me that I'm betraying about myself? Have I listened to my own intuition in that time and space when this person came into my life? Have I truly listened, or have I ignored this inner voice from the heart space, not the mind, that something could be off with this person? If you meet a narcissistic partner, ask yourself, what is it within me that still requires this lesson, to learn this lesson, and requires exactly this kind of amount of suffering? Is there something within myself that I allow for people to take over or to hijack? Is there something within myself that screams for codependency, attachment, and trying to find a savior? Because we are a great bait for people who are narcissists and psychopathic on that same level. Because they will intentionally manipulate and make use of our energy. And there are the narcissists who have been traumatized when they were younger, and the abuse becomes the abuser. They don't necessarily intentionally hurt someone or manipulate, but out of their own protection mechanism, they act the way how they do. I explain this further. Maybe this is because this could trigger some people and misunderstanding could take place. Every time when I meet a person, I ask myself, what is it within me that still attracts a person who believes I could work for free for this person, then I'm like thinking, well, Geraldine, you still don't know your own value. You're really not still embodying your self-worth. Hence, I still come across business people, investors who believe like, oh yeah, you know what, write a concept, create an investor deck, and then we're gonna raise funds, but do this all for free. Sorry, I'm laughing because there are many really wealthy people out there who believe they can get everything for free. But this is not the case. You do need to understand your value, your worth, your ideas, your vision, and you keep and nurturing them for your own project. Because if you do this for others, you might as well do it for yourself. So, for example, if you're trying to find a loving partner, be that person. Develop to that and grow to that person that you would want to hang around with, that you would want to be by the side. This is key. So I hear many people, yeah, but I really want to be in a partnership. I cannot find a boyfriend. It's not about finding a boyfriend. It's about, are you within yourself so fully integrated and embodying your own wisdom, everything you have learned, all your healing you have done, that you really truly look at yourself in the mirror and say like, you know what, I'm a great catch. Are you really that? Are you embodying it? And then sometimes you still come across old patterns where you meet a guy and he's very hot, but he's still that bad boy behavior. The insecurity behavior that he looks cool from the outside and behaves like he's the boss man, but he's still highly insecure. Do you see through those layers? Because the universe is just going to test you. It's just going to send you more kind of these people like, hey, have you learned? Are you going to shut this down early enough now? Or do you have to go through another cycle? Do you have to go through another round? No, you don't. And it happened also a lot to me in Pangan, like when you meet someone and he has a drug problem and you're looking at it and like, okay, that's a past version of you. Somehow the remnants of you are still there and it's a little test. What are you going to do about this, Geraldine? And you're just going to say no. No, thank you. Thank you, but no thank you. And it's the same with jobs, relationships in any sort of form. If you have experienced a certain amount of abuse, domestic violence, or bullying, you will recognize earlier enough if certain teams, bosses, captains, crew, or owners have the same traits. But what is key, don't let your mind fool yourself. Go with your intuition, feel it. Because all of us, someone can be a picture perfect person. I mean, how many people do you see? They're super great. They have how many followers and they're so spiritual. But if you really scratch beyond the surfaces and you really see what goes behind the curtain, you realize, wow, that person is not in integrity, is not aligned within. That person needs to do a lot of healing still, but yet again, so many people don't see that part of them. And that is okay, but you see it. And what is your choice? Will you blindly follow even though you have seen it? Or will you stop and you step back and you leave? And it's not easy. This can be a lonely journey. It can be, I mean, how many times have I seen through the CEOs, the big bosses, the owners, the investors, and people would say like to me, why do you say that? He's a nice person. I'm like, watch and see what happens. And 90% I was right. And don't allow anyone else to tell you what you feel is right or wrong. Go with your intuition. The key ingredient in the world that we live in, is now to be so connected within ourselves that we will be able to step into our purpose and do the mission that we are actually here for on this planet Earth in this time and space. And you will, if you are open to it, find it. And if you're open to continuing to work on yourself, growing, developing, working on your energy level, working on all the 5 layers of your being, the physical, the emotional, the mental, the spiritual, and the wisdom body, and you get to know who you truly are and remember who you truly are, it will automatically happen that the flow, universe, life, spirits, guides, God, whatever you want to call it, will guide you to that area where you're supposed to be. But it requires a lot of trust. In my self-care course, and I have an August special for this month, because I know many people are on charter season. They don't necessarily have the time, but you have lifetime access to my course. It's a one-off fee, 333 euros. It's a divine number where the spirits and creators are constantly protecting you. And with this course, you get a one-to-one session with me personally, no matter what the duration is. Sometimes these sessions can take longer than 1 hour. They can be 2 hours. And I'm going to create a customized self-care program for you. And this will only be for the first 5 sign-ups who will sign up until the end of August. And with the 444 program, you're going to get another additional coaching session. These coaching sessions, I'm not selling 5 coaching sessions because sometimes after 1, it's already done. I have clients, they only need 2 or 3. They have changed entirely their lives. Or I guide them through change, the transformation, because it can be painful. It can be uncomfortable. And when you go back to the place, because you cannot just move to a different country like everyone else, sometimes it doesn't work this way. So if you have to return to the place where you have been hurt, there are tools to be more resilient and to be able to find closure. Understanding that every person that you meet is for a reason, and every situation you're going through is for a reason. And if you understand these rules of the game of life, then it gets easier. I'm not saying that suffering is going to be eliminated. Challenges won't be there. Obstacles won't be there. I am saying you will be able to overcome the obstacles in a more steady way, in your own grounding way, with resilience and a certain sense of peace. This is what it's about. And every person that comes your way, there's a reason why you're meeting this person, because it's a reflection of what is still lingering within yourself, and it will be the degree of your own emotional healing and wounding. How far have you healed your certain amount of mental and emotional layer? And God, universe, divine, whatever you want to call it, will test you. Have you had enough of this lesson, or do you need more? And get out of this victimization. There's a reason. If you understand this, I'm not trying to scold or punish anyone, including me. If we understand that every person that we are meeting is a reflection of oneself and mirrors back the amount and the degree of emotional wounding we still have within, then you can take this power back within yourself and continue working on yourself and knowing what to do. And it's about empowerment. It's not about victimization. I hear many people saying like, yeah, but it's this fault. It happens all the time. It's this person's fault, this person's fault. And then I'm like saying, I'm not an easy coach. I'm saying like, what's really going on within you? Have you looked at that? Have you been brutally honest and looked at the ugly truth? Namaha, namaste.